Yes, my friends, the 13th is coming, and I confess that I am very anxious to see this game against the Commanders. I believe that we will win. It will not be easy, but we will win. If you also believe in our victory, press the like button. If possible, comment like this: Go Ravens. We will win. In this video, I will show you what is happening behind the scenes, including the plan to defeat our opponent next Sunday. Get ready, folks, because this will be one of our biggest tests of the season. The Commanders are hot right now, riding a 4-game winning streak and sitting at 4-1. They've moved up to number 3 in offensive DVOA and lead the league in scoring, which means we have to be prepared for an onslaught of offense. At the center of their success is rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels. This kid has been electric, and while much of their success rests on his shoulders, it's not all about him. The Commanders have built their offense around a dominant running game. They're leading the NFL in rushing attempts and second in rushing yards per game, so we know that's a big part of their game plan. Their offensive line has been excellent at run blocking. And with Daniels being a mobile quarterback, defenses have been forced to stay open or risk a big run from him. Additionally, they've been running a no-huddle offense that prevents defenses from replacing tired linemen, which only opens up more holes for their backs. And you have to give credit to offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury for designing a fast-paced offense that is actually working well. But it's not just the offense that's clicking. For the Commanders, they made some smart moves in free agency this offseason, bringing in names like Austin Eckler, Bobby Wagner, and Zach Ertz. Now, while those names jump out, the reality is they didn't break the bank on these guys. Eckler was coming off an injury-riddled season, and Wagner and Ertz are past their prime. But these were bargain pickups that helped transform the roster. In fact, 57% of their team is new from last year, and that's largely due to the smart moves by their new GM, Adam Peters, who came over from the 49ers. The biggest signings were Tyler Biadasz at center, linebacker Frankie Louvu, and defensive end Dorrance Armstrong. These guys have all made an impact, and it's fair to say the Commanders' front office is thrilled with how things are shaping up. Now, let's talk about their defense. While they've been improving, especially over the last 2 weeks, there's still a noticeable weakness in the red zone. Over their last 3 games, they've allowed touchdowns on 62.5% of red zone trips. This is a key area where we can take advantage because the Ravens have been lights out in the red zone, converting at a league-best 92.3% rate during that same stretch. But let's not get too comfortable. The Commanders' defense has gotten better each week, holding the Cardinals to 14 points and the Browns to just 1 garbage-time touchdown. This unit is starting to figure things out, so while we should expect to put points on the board, it's going to take some sharp execution on our part to keep that red zone efficiency high. So, what should our defensive game plan be against this high-flying Commanders offense? It's tough because no one's really been able to stop them since week 1. The Browns tried stacking the line of scrimmage to stuff the run and take away screen passes while bringing creative blitzes to pressure Daniels. It worked for a bit, but when Cleveland went to man coverage on the back end, Daniels burned them with deep passes. He's shown a remarkable ability to stay calm under pressure and scramble for big plays when needed. Honestly, it's going to take a versatile defense that can switch between covering the run and pass without getting caught out of position. This means our defense will have to be disciplined and prepared for the up-tempo style the Commanders like to run. As for who to keep an eye on, let's highlight 2 lesser-known players who could have a big impact in this game. On offense, Washington's 3rd-round rookie, left tackle Brandon Coleman, has been splitting time at left tackle with Cornelius Lucas. Coleman's athleticism has been compared to Trent Williams, and he's held his own against some of the league's top pass rushers, including Myles Garrett and Trey Hendrickson. On defense, linebacker Frankie Louvu has been a game-changer. He's got a high motor, and is particularly dangerous when blitzing. Just last week against the Browns, Louvu recorded 2.5 sacks and a fumble recovery. He's someone our offense will need to account for on every play. So, Ravens flock, what do you think? Do we have what it takes to slow down Jayden Daniels and this fast-paced Commanders team? And how do you see our offense attacking their improving defense? Let us know in the comments. Now, I want to talk about a player who is catching everyone's attention in the NFL. This is one of those stories that makes you appreciate the unique magic that surrounds Justin Tucker and our incredible special teams unit. If you are a true Ravens fan, you already know how vital Randy Brown, our senior special teams coach, is to our success. His coaching has been one of the main reasons why Tucker holds the title of the most accurate field goal kicker in NFL history. One of Brown's golden rules, basically set in stone, is don't give the goalposts sideways. This means that no matter what, you stick to your mechanics, aim well, and trust the process.
But here's where things get interesting. During our game against the Cincinnati Bengals, Tucker had a big moment. Now, he's been getting some flack this season for not being as sharp from 50 yards out. So when it came time to attempt a 56-yard field goal, everyone was watching. And what does Tucker do? Instead of following the Brown rule, he decides to go off script. I'm talking pure vibes. Yep, you heard me right. Tucker, being the legend that he is, said sometimes, you just have to feel it, trust your instincts, and let it fly. After the game, Tucker explained what happened. Sometimes you just go on pure vibes and hammer the ball, see what happens. Nick Moore threw back perfect 12 o'clock loops, Jordan Stout put the ball down clean and smooth, and that gave me the opportunity to just attack it. And then I just let the wind carry the ball back through the uprights. 100% pure vibes. The reason for this departure from Brown's sacred rule? The wind. Tucker said the flags at the top of the uprights were blowing sideways. If you've ever been to a game, you know that's a sign the wind is doing some wild stuff. And Tucker, ever the pro, could feel the wind's strength down on the field. He knew that if it was strong at field level, it'd be even stronger 30 feet up, where the ball would be at its highest point during the kick. So instead of aiming where he normally would, he had to adjust his target, kicking a little wide and letting the wind bring it back in. The result? A beautiful, curving 56-yard field goal that sailed through the uprights, helping us lock down a crucial win over the Bengals. But here's the kicker, pun intended. Even though the shot went in, Tucker made a point to apologize to Randy Brown afterward for abandoning his teaching. Randy, I'm sorry, Tucker admitted. I kind of bailed on one of your most important coaching points. But you know, it's one of those all's well that ends well kind of things. You gotta love Tucker's humility, right? He's the GOAT, no doubt, but he's always respecting the process and the people around him. It's these little moments that remind us why we're so lucky to have Justin Tucker on our team. Not just because of his leg, but because of how seriously he takes his craft and the respect he has for his coaches and teammates. So now, Ravens flock, here's the big question. How do you feel about Tucker's pure vibes approach? Do you think it's okay for him to trust his instincts in moments like this? Or should he stick to the playbook no matter what? Personally, I think it's a mix of both that makes Tucker the best in the game. But I'd love to hear what you think. Should we encourage more pure vibes moments or stick to the fundamentals? Let's talk about it in the comments.